Hey, it's Nicholas Love, and today is the first test flight of the Marquette search and rescue plane. Either we are going to successfully fly this plane, or we are going to crash it. Either way, it is going to be epic and fun. So, I'm going to put on my flight gloves, and yeah. I'm actually really nervous right now. The wind is blowing from the side, so that isn't good for me at all. Alright. And I guess I was going to do a taxi test, but I decided to just not do that and just go for it, because if I don't do something correctly for the taxi, then that means I could potentially just, I don't know, break the plane if I hit a hill or something like that. Let me make sure this camera is still recording. Alright, nice, it's still recording. I'm gonna put the hat cam back on. Hat goes on my head. And this other hat goes over my ears. I'm gonna put my hoodie on. I'm gonna set my timer for, let's just put it for 20 minutes. I'm not sure how long how much milliamps I have on it right now. I have 7 1800 batteries, so yeah, whatever that is. Yeah, I'm so nervous I can't even think. I guess I'll break out my phone. So bear with me as I calm my nerves. Math always helps me relax. So 1800 times 7. Alright, so we got 12,600 milliamps. I should be guaranteed at least a minimum of 20 minutes. Ailerons, rudder, flaps are working. The third position isn't working for some reason. I don't know, it could have something to do with the code. But it looks like the wind is blowing a little bit in my favor, so I think I'm going to just go for it. So I'm going to turn this buzzer on. Don't know what is up with this thing today. It's never done that until right now. I'm sure it probably does have something to do with the weather. But it won't be down for too long. So I guess we're gonna go for it right now. Ailerons, rudder. Alright, it is up. Wow, it's flying. I'm super happy right now. There you guys go. The search and rescue plane is flying. Wow. I'm at 55% right now. I'm so nervous. I'm gonna give it a little bit of trim. It actually looks like it's like trimmed out, which is crazy. Well, not really. I'm actually still in flaps. I'm gonna turn the flaps off. Alright, I'm gonna turn back around. Wow. It flies really well. So I got my timer on. Yeah, the timer's ticking. I'm at a little bit over 50% throttle, and that's incredible. It is flying amazing right now. Not a lot of throttle. It just creeps through the air. Alright, I'm gonna give a little bit of left trim. I'm gonna turn a little bit. Sorry guys, I'm still really nervous right now. Cause this plane is it weighs a lot. It's the biggest plane I've ever flown. It has a 6-foot wingspan. Wow, it's flying great right now. I think I'm almost not nervous anymore. I'm gonna give it a little bit of rudder. Holy, I don't know what to say right now. This is incredible. It flies so well. Look at the trim. It's perfectly trimmed out for the elevator. Now we're having a little bit of I'm giving a little bit of, this is weird. It's flying really well. I've been nervous for months and months designing this plane because I don't know, I just didn't think it would fly that great, and if it did, it would need a lot of work. But as of right now, it's flying really perfect, and I'm flying at just a little over 50%, which is amazing. I thought I would have to fly at a lot more throttle than that. I'm actually gonna let it cruise around for a little bit, and then I'm going to do a low pass. So I guess I'll start talking about the specs. I have a 2 Turnigy 55 Trust ESCs on there. Right now this test flight is flying with 10x7 props. They are not counter rotating, but I plan on getting counter rotating in the future. I just wanted to use whatever I had around the house. All right, let's go up a little bit on the throttle. Let's do a pass over us. Let's see what it looks like. It is flying amazing right now. That is so awesome. And it's so cold. It's about 10 degrees right now, and I have it set for 20 minutes. That's what I'm thinking I may be able to get for a flight time minimum, which is nice. Wow, I'm actually, I don't know, I'm pretty speechless. I have 1400 kV motors on there, Turnigy. I'm not sure of the model number right now at this point, but yeah, 2 Turnigy motors spinning 11x10 props with Turnigy 55 amp Trust ESCs. Wow, it gains a lot of altitude fast if you just breathe on the throttle. Just pretty cool. I'm actually feeling comfortable enough to put on my big gloves to keep my hands a little bit warm. It's not fast, but it's not designed to go fast because it's a search and rescue plane. So I needed to just be extremely stable, and I needed to cruise at a really nice speed. So I'm gonna give it some throttle. I'm gonna go up to 55% and see what it flies like. Alright, I'm not doing any low passes right now because I just want to get used to how the plane flies. That was actually my first takeoff I've ever done with a plane from wheels. My first time I've ever flown a plane this big. This is pretty awesome. I'm surprised that this plane flies so well. I'm getting a lot better as an engineer and a designer for these small aerial drones or aircrafts. I feel pretty good about that. I'm really happy and impressed with myself. I don't really impress myself that much because I put a lot of stress on myself to create and to challenge myself. I usually set out goals that I know that I can't do, just because that's the only thing that keeps me going, is to do something that I don't think I can do. I'm gonna cut back a little bit on the throttle. I'm gonna go back down from 55 to around 53%. And I'm just gonna watch it and just see what kind of flight time I can get, because as of right now, there's nothing that looks like immediately needs to be changed. The CG seems to be pretty dead on, actually. The elevator is almost completely trimmed out. Right now I'm flying with hands off. I'm feeling really comfortable right now. Got my hands in my pocket. Wow, this is probably my new favorite plane to fly. I'm gonna make another one just maybe for filming, because this thing is flying spectacular. Alright, I think I'm feeling comfortable enough to do a low pass. Show you guys what it looks like in the air. Nice. That was a pretty good pass. I'm gonna give a little bit of throttle, gain some altitude back. Take a look at the wings. I'm gonna come right over my head, see how much wing, see if the wings are bending and flexing at all. No, they look really good. And as you can tell, this plane is really quiet. A lot quieter than some of my other drones that I fly. Alright, I'm really happy with this. I'm actually going to, I need to really put on my other glove because my hand is freezing. Hey,
Hi.
how's it going?
Good.
Nice. Yeah, she seems to be tracking pretty straight and true on just this first maiden flight. So I'm gonna check the time. It's at 13 minutes, so we've been up for about 7 or 8 minutes. Actually, the timer was set for sorry, my gloves were off. The timer was originally set for 21 minutes. So we've been up for about 8 minutes so far. I'm trying to stay out of the street because I don't want to get hit by a car because that would suck. Probably a lot. Alright, so we're at 12 minutes. I'm feeling pretty good. We're still under 55%, which is where I fly all my planes at. I start off flying all of my planes at 55% just to make sure that when it comes to windy conditions, they will be able to stay stable and punch through that wind. Alright, so here we go. We'll do another kind of a low pass. Alright, there we go. So this 12,600 milliamps that I'm flying with right now is about maybe 55% of the total flying capacity that I want to fly with. I want to fly with around 20,000 and hopefully break at least 45 minutes is my goal. Ideally, I would love to be able to get an hour flight time, but I'm not sure how plausible that is, considering that I'm at about 55 or around about 52%. Just to keep it up in the air right now. Oh wow, this thing flies so nicely. It is a extremely calm day though. Alright, so now I'm happy. I mean, now it's time to just do a little bit more severe flying. I got the data that I needed. I know that I can rebuild it, so now it's time to start pushing this plane to its limits. See how stable I can fly at low altitude, see how fast it gains altitude, because what's the point of building a plane if you don't push it to its limits? And every plane that I fly or in design, I never ever come home with it completely intact because I'm always pushing my planes and my drones as hard as they can go, and usually that ends in the plane crashing. And I'm also pushing myself as a pilot to see what I'm capable of, because when it comes to windy conditions, I train myself in 18 mile an hour to 20 mile an hour wind when I know that I will be only flying in 10 miles per hour to 8 to 10 miles per hour. So I train myself in 18 to 20 miles per hour. I make my planes about 20 to 30% heavier than they would ever be when it comes to filming or when it comes to search and rescue, because this plane right now it's flying so great that it makes me not even want to make any changes. But I know I can cut a little bit of weight from the tail just to get some of that weight even closer up. That is awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to tweak this design, and then eventually I'm gonna have it up for sale for anybody who wants to purchase it as well. But I haven't gone more than 55% because I'm just trying to see what is the max flight time that I can get out of the plane out of this design with the 12,600 milliamps. And then after this data, then I can start doing some weight tests, because as of right now, these are just my test batteries. My hands need to go in my pocket. I'm so cold. Alright, we're gonna come back around. Flying into the sun is not a good idea. Oh snap, that's not fun. So the buzzer's beeping and it's at 9 minutes. So I've only been up for around 12 minutes. Which, okay, it stopped. Okay, no, it's going again. So I'm gonna pull it around for a landing. Because, yeah, I think it's around that time. If the buzzers are already beeping, it wasn't really, it's supposed to be up for a minimum of around 20 minutes. I actually don't even know what to say right now. I'm really depressed. But it's fine. I'm gonna just come around, turn those flaps on. Alright. Alright, so this will be my first landing with, obviously this will be my first landing with this plane since it's my first flight with this plane. But this will also be my first landing with, come on, come down. Alright, she's landed. We're gonna call that a successful test. We're gonna stop the timer. Timer's at 7.5 minutes. I'm gonna see what I started off at. I'm gonna check these milliamps on here to see why it's beeping, because it shouldn't be to be. Oh, I've also never put these, I've never flown with props this large on this plane, so that could be, you know, actual results that I could be getting from there. And we're looking at the milliamp. It's at 11.4, so that is close to, that's not bad. That means I actually could have flown for around 20 minutes. I don't know why it started beeping, but I think I'm gonna call that a day. That was a successful test in my opinion. The plane flies, the CG's on. Now it's time to just cut back on some weight, switch to smaller props to see what I can, see what the plane's capable of pushing with the smallest props that I can use, because the smaller props, the more efficient it will be. And I've never flown these motors with props this large. They are a diameter larger, and they're 1 inch, or I don't know, and larger in the pitch as well. We're gonna call that a successful day, and thank you guys. The search and rescue plane flies, and I'm pretty happy with that. So make sure you guys continue to follow the project, because it will only get better from here. All right, peace.